Okay, we are official. So all this radical stuff, right, that we've been working on, it's actually useful. I mean, it's not just a theoretical thing. It's actually useful. And probably a lot of you have been exposed to this. You've probably heard of the Pythagorean theorem at least. Maybe not. But a lot of times sometimes in sixth grade people learn about the Pythagorean theorem. It depends on the teacher. But the Pythagorean theorem is this. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now we've got to understand what a, b, and c is, right? So if we have a right triangle, it's very important that it's a right triangle, meaning, you guys know what that means when I put a little square at the bottom corner?
90 degrees.
Yes.
It's a 90-degree angle.
Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, right.
It is a 90-degree angle, right on.
Wait,
Or just
if
right
it's
angle.
they say it's a right angle, but why is it on the left?
That right angle is on the left. Oh my gosh.
But if you rotate
Good
it
question.
90 degrees, then it would be on the
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So yeah. So that means it's
Rotate
a.
it 90 degrees.
So this is a right angle here, and that's why you call this. This is 90 degrees, right angle. That's called a right triangle, right? Because that's a right angle, right triangle. Okay. Now, there are three sides to a triangle. In particular, this triangle. I know that's exciting and news, but there's three sides. There is this side. These two sides that are connected to the right triangle, to the right angle, are called the legs. So this is called a leg. This is called a leg, and this is called a hypotenuse.
That sounds weird. It sounds like.
Have you guys not heard that before? You don't know that?
No.
Gary, I have to show you a video.
Oh, key and heel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So hypotenuse. I don't know where they got that word, but that's quite a word, eh? So hypotenuse. And notice the hypotenuse is the longest side in a right triangle. Does that make sense? Right? The hypotenuse is the longest side. So your hypotenuse is your C. All right? Your legs are your A and your B. Okay? And it doesn't matter. I could have made this A and this B. It doesn't matter which of the two is A and which is B. It doesn't matter. All I care about is the two sides connected to the right angle are my legs. That's my A and my B. And the long side is my C. So if I gave you, I'm going to just do problem number 1 on this homework assignment. And we're going to spend time on this in class. But if I have a right triangle, okay, and I have an X here, and I have a 12 here, and I have a 5 here. Now this is my right angle right here, right? So how would I use which is my A, B, and C? So, Will.
Alright, so what you do is you put 5 or 12 down as A, so then you would put like,
So I'm going to make this an A, and this is a B,
yeah.
and this is C. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes?
So then it would be 5 squared plus 12 squared equals x squared.
X squared, right? I'm going to replace the C with the X, right? So now what do? What is 5 squared?
25.
25, okay. What is 12 squared?
144.
Okay, equals X squared. Now, what do those add up to? 169, I think, right? Am I right? Sorry. Right? Does that make sense? 169, am I right?
Yep.
Did I do that right? So we've got, I'm going to put the X on the left. X squared is equal to 169. You guys agree with me?
Mm-hmm.
How do I know what X is? How do I find X? That says X squared. I want it to say X. What could I do to X squared turn it. What? Say it again. Split it in half. That's one idea. Okay. What else? What? Here I'm on this video on my knees. I can't believe this. Okay. All right. So what do I do? Will.
You radical, is that what they call? The square root of.
What is the square root of x squared? Oh my God! That's amazing!
Then 160.
That's right! The square root of x squared is x. So look, I can, as long as I do the same thing to one side from one, the same thing on one side that I do to the other.
No, if you do
Same
something
thing
on
to
one
one side that
you
I
have
do
to
to
do
the
other.
Right. Then, so I'm going to pick the square root of both sides. So square root of x squared is
X.
x equals, what's the square root of 169?
83?
In this particular case, it's 13.
18?
13 times 13 actually is equal to 169. So we just solved it. We know the length of this side is 13 whatchamajiggers, right? I don't know what units we use, right? Okay. So 13 something others. Okay. All right. So let's try another one. That makes sense, right? It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
These are really easy, right? Now, what if I gave you this, though? Let's say, all right, let's try it. Sure, wait. Okay, here's one. Okay, so here's my right angle. And here's, where am I? Okay, 7, 14, and x. All right. Now, this time, they're not asking about the hypotenuse, right? They're asking about one of the legs. What is one of the legs, right? So this is going to be, we'll make this my A, we'll make this my B, and we'll make this my C, right? Yes? Okay, so we'll try it. So we got x squared plus 7 squared is equal to 14 squared. Right? Are you guys taking notes? Are you watching? Really? Okay, but I don't see writing. Do you have anything to write with?
I do.
Have you written anything?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to be sure. So, x squared, and this is where we're going to use Mira's expertise. 49 plus 49 is equal to, what's 14 squared?
Gary,
196.
question.
See, it's so nice to have a
Question.
Mira. Right? Yes.
So
I
much
missed this,
have
but
I
is it
written
mandatory to
yeah.
make all of them a squared?
This is our formula.
Oh, never mind, I got it.
Okay? So we're squaring everything. That's the only way this works. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you an example of how this works. It's really cool. It's on YouTube. I have to find it though, but it's really cool.
Gary, I have something to show you on YouTube too.
Oh yeah.
It's called High on Hot News.
Oh, that's nice to know. Okay. On my video, you tell me about this video. Okay, that's great. All right, so what do I do now? I just subtract 49, right?
Yes.
All right, so I got to subtract 49. Minus 49. Minus 49, what does that give me? I got x squared is equal to
147, I believe.
150, 140,
147.
147. Is he right?
No.
Is he right?
No,
Nine
we'll
from
Oh, they get all offended.
Yes.
He's right.
Right.
147.
Suck it.
right. So now to find, guys, to find x, I do this, right? And that gives me x is equal to the square root of 147. Now I could try to simplify that. But you know what? Why try to simplify? That's the old way. That's the reason this whole radical thing, the way I've been teaching it, so much of it has been because of the old school way of thinking. Just use your calculator. Get out your calculator. You get out your handy dandy calculator, right? Well, I'm just telling you the truth. This is what real people do. They don't simplify the square root of 147. They just type in 147.
Square root.
Where is it?
That's not
Where is
cool.
Oh, there. Square root, and it's 12.12.
Not cool, dude. You tell me I can't use a calculator.
Well, you can't. You can't.
You can't. Exactly. No, it's just like YouTube.
Exactly.
I want bad comments on your channel.
So, All right. All right, which is 12.12. All right, so approximately. This is you know how to write approximately?
Yeah.
You do this like squiggly equal sign,
Yes.
right? So the cool thing is, in reality, yes, you need to know how to simplify radicals specifically for PARCC tests and SATs and ACTs and all those things, standardized tests. But in reality, most of the time, every now and then it's useful to know how to do it. Most of the time you're just going to get out your calculator and you're going to do this. It used to be easier to simplify it first because you didn't have a calculator and you wanted to multiply smaller weird numbers, the square root of 2 times something versus the square root of 147, right? And so, but nowadays, with a calculator, it doesn't matter what's under there. You just type the number and then press square root, and you got your answer, right? So it's a piece of cake. So homework tonight is going to be really easy. And maybe they won't ring the bell. Or maybe I'll even ask for 5 minutes extra. And so